And this is something that this was like a paradigm, like changing moment for me, like an epiphany, where now whenever I think of like doing bad habits and stuff, I just think of this phrase in my head because it helped so much. And this was the single reason I was able to cut off doing all of the bad habits that I was doing at the time. If you clicked on this video, then you probably have some big goals and some big ambitions, and you know that you could be performing better. And you know that the main thing that's holding you back right now from performing better is your bad habits. And in this video, I want to give you a super simple solution, a kind of mindset that you can think about that is going to help you to avoid bad habits. And it certainly helped me to stop doing bad habits, because I used to do bad habits all the time. I've talked about it on this channel before, and I'm going to talk more about it in this video, but I was able to stop doing a lot of the bad habits that I was doing, most of them to be honest, literally only about 3 years ago. And it's made my life a lot better since. It's made me a lot more productive and be able to grow more as a person and grow more in self-improvement. So I'm going to give you that advice in this video. So back when I was 18 years old, I was on a night out with my friends, and I just got back home to my parents' house, and I got into this very room that I'm in now. And it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd literally just finished with them at the pub and I'd walked back home, got here for about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm absolutely drunk. I am like out of my mind drunk. I can still like remember this story, kind of like bits and bats of it, because this happened more than once. This was like a regular occurrence. Every single Friday night this would happen, where we would go out. I'd go out with my friends, I'd go out with my girlfriend at the time, and we would just get so drunk and like vape and just take loads and loads of alcohol and just get blackout drunk. And I came back here, and the first thing I did was I got my laptop and I sat in my bed and I opened up my laptop, opened up YouTube, got onto YouTube, and I started watching Hamza videos. And I did this quite a lot of times and quite a lot of nights. So I'm sat in my bed, I'm watching Hamza. I've got a vape in my hand and I'm vaping away, and it's like 2:30 in the morning now. And I'm just watching Hamza videos, just trying to find a way out of this mess that I was in every weekend. And it was then that I realized that, do you know what, I don't think I'm really gonna be able to get out of this situation I'm in, where I'm, don't have any money. I'm still working long hours at a 9 to 5. I'm surrounded by people who just like drink constantly. I'm with a girlfriend, the relationship I was in at the time, I wasn't happy, and I'm just like thinking about breaking up with her. It's not going great. And I'm like sat in my bed at 2 o'clock drunk, and I'm like watching Hamza videos. And like, who knows what video I was watching of Hamza's. It could have been super helpful for me. He could have been giving me advice that could have really helped me, but I don't remember any of it because my brain was functioning at like 10% power. I'm like nodding off to sleep in bed, just like vaping away. I was just a mess, right? And I used to do this like every weekend. And it was then that it occurred to me that I'm not really going to be able to get out of this situation until I focus on myself and get rid of the bad habits that I'm constantly doing. At the time, I was running a dropshipping business. I was running print-on-demand businesses, like multiple websites at the same time, trying to make money online. And I was getting nowhere with these businesses. I was making no money. I was spending money to like run the Facebook ads. I was spending money to actually host the website on Shopify. And I wasn't making any profit back from that business. And whilst I was running these businesses, every weekend I'd be going out drinking, getting shit-faced, like taking drugs on the weekend, going to the university that my friend went to and like doing drugs and all sorts of stuff. So I was not in a good place to be trying to create businesses and to create online income. And it was then that I realized I discovered a really nice kind of mindset that I'm going to teach you about now, which kind of reframed my whole idea on how people become successful online, how people grow and how people build wealth and how people just overall like have these 10 out of 10 lives and just like doing really well and successful. And it's this prism that now I try and think through all the time, which is how much comfort are you willing to sacrifice for your future self? And this is something that this was like a paradigm, like changing moment for me, like an epiphany, where now whenever I think of like doing bad habits and stuff, I just think of this phrase in my head because it helped so much. And this was the single reason I was able to cut off doing all of the bad habits that I was doing at the time. And it's what made me stop drinking. It's what made me delete social media. It's what made me quit vaping. It's what made me start taking the gym seriously. It's what made me start this YouTube channel, because I was thinking, I almost went on like a binge of like, how much stuff can I sacrifice for my future self? How much time can I sacrifice? How much like little vices can I get rid of and sacrifice? How much pleasure can I sacrifice just to try and help my future self? Because when you think about it, the really successful self-improvement YouTubers like Hamza and Iman, they didn't build themselves. Like, that's not the way that they've always been, right? Hamza hasn't always been this guy who's earning hundreds of thousands of pounds a month through his like YouTube and online business. Iman is not someone who's earning millions of dollars through like his business. Like, he hasn't always been like that. It was the previous versions of Hamza and the previous versions of Iman years ago that built up that person today. And you need to start thinking like this. And this is what I didn't realize. If you are going out drinking, watching porn multiple times a day, vaping, and like not going to the gym, eating junk food, if you're doing all this stuff, then you're building yourself up in like 2-3 years time off of that, right? You are building yourself up off of that. When you are successful, which I hope you are, I hope you grow into the success, I hope you achieve your goals, but when you do, it's not you that's done that, it's your previous self, it's the previous years of you. I mean, there's like a scientific thing where I'm pretty sure like every cell in your body replaces itself every like 3 years. So literally like every 3 years you're like a physically different human being. Like the actual material that you're made of is like physically different than like the you previous 3 years ago. It's like 3 years potentially, but you can Google it and find out, right? But like every single cell in your body is going to replace itself. So you need to build up your future self and the way you want to be in the future now, right? Not then. Like, so it's like, if your goal is to be making 10k a month in the next 3 years and to have a great physique and to be super healthy and be with a beautiful girl, that's not going to happen in 3 years. It happens now. You need to start building that now. And in order to do that, we need to make sacrifices now. Like, what would that person in the future who's making 10k a month, what would they not be able to do? They probably wouldn't be able to go out and drink every weekend to maintain that business. They probably wouldn't be watching self-improvement videos sat on their bed, vaping and just desperately trying to find the answer to make their life better. So they don't do the bad habits that you do now. So if you want to become that person, you need to stop doing them bad habits now to build up towards that person. Does this make sense? So you need to start thinking about every decision you make, every bad habit that you're currently doing through this prism of how much comfort can you sacrifice right now for your future self. And once I realized this, once I heard this and started to actually apply it, this was so helpful. And it's what allowed me to actually quit all of the bad habits that I was doing. I swapped out vaping for these like little nicotine pouches, which yet aren't 100% great, but it's like, at least I probably won't develop lung cancer in the future, right? So my future self, like a goal for me is to be on like, 10k a month or whatever in like 2 years. Part of that goal isn't to have lung cancer. So I need to stop doing things that are going to give me lung cancer right now. So that involves stopping vaping, stopping smoking, right? And I did that. A goal for me is to be able to use a lot of my time in the day to go towards my business, towards content creation, right? I want to be able to make YouTube videos and then generate like loads of money for me and to help people and to be like super successful. And like, I can't imagine my future self being able to do that if I was like fully addicted to TikTok still or fully addicted to Instagram. So I deleted social media now so that I can build up towards that person, right? This is the things we need to start thinking about. What bad habits can you sacrifice now so that it will lead you more towards your future goals? And that is literally the advice, right? Just think about everything you're doing right now. How do you see yourself doing that in the perfect scenario, like as the perfect kind of goal for you, the perfect vision of where you want to be? If that person isn't doing those bad habits that you're doing now that's holding you back, then you need to stop doing them now. So if this video is going to provide you any value, I just want you to write that down. How much comfort are you willing to sacrifice for your future self today? Okay. Hopefully, because it did for me, and I hope that really helps you to actually think twice about watching porn, about going out drinking every weekend. And I'm not saying you like can never go out drinking ever again with your friends, right? Of course you can go out drinking. And I've made like a rule of thumb for me is I can only drink when it's like birthdays, okay? So recently, like literally last week, it was someone, like one of my friends' birthdays. So we all went out and I like got pretty drunk. I'm not gonna lie. I had like maybe 7 drinks because my alcohol tolerance is so low now. I used to be able to drink like 10 pints and like be just like a little bit tipsy. I had like 7 drinks and I was blackout fucking drunk, right? So I've lost all my alcohol tolerance. And like, that's the rule I've set for myself. And I've stuck to that rule for a long time now. Another rule was I'm like literally never going to use social media again because I don't want to be in the future. I just don't want to be a guy who has social media. So I deleted it. And I haven't had social media for 10 months now. And it's been such a huge impact on my life already. So if you're still addicted to TikTok, bro, just delete it. Just delete it, right? You need to think, what can you sacrifice now for your future self? And if that's sacrificing TikTok and Instagram, then you need to sacrifice that. And I know what I'm going to hear, you know, people, oh, but I use TikTok for my business. I use Instagram for my business. It's like, bro, you can use Instagram to post your business stuff on your desktop, on your laptop. You can go onto Instagram and post it there, because if it's on your laptop, you're not going to be nearly as tempted to doom scroll like through your laptop on Instagram, right? So that's like a shit excuse. I really don't like it when people tell that excuse to me, you know, that I just use it for business. It's like, bro, you can use it on desktop. You do not need Instagram on your phone to be used for business. That is a cope. That is a bad excuse. Please don't use that excuse. You know that you do not need to have the Instagram app or the TikTok app on your phone. You can get rid of it. If you're serious about like improving your future life and actually achieving your goals and growing and doing great things with your life, and you're ambitious, you will be able to understand that and sacrifice the current vices that you're doing now. Because social media is a big one for me that I'm passionate about, because I know so many guys my age are so addicted to social media. And it's like, if you're serious about like having a different life and you want to really separate yourself from people, you're going to have to make sacrifices. Like Hamza and Iman, right? Iman Gadzi, they have probably made huge sacrifices. In fact, I know they have made huge sacrifices when they were younger in order to get where they are today, right? Iman stopped drinking. Hamza stopped drinking, right? Hamza stopped eating junk food. He started training every day. He made the YouTube channel. He like broke up with multiple girlfriends so that he could focus on the YouTube channel. Like Iman stopped like social media and all this stuff, right? Everyone who's been successful, everyone who's done great things, had to sacrifice a bunch of stuff that, you know, in the story I told at the beginning, I was doing, right? I was sat in bed, drunk, vaping on my laptop late at night, right? All these bad habits. And now that I've sacrificed all them, I'm feeling happier. I'm feeling like I'm getting closer to my goals. I'm being more productive, and things are just going a lot better for me. So again, if you want to get anything out of the video, any valuable information out of this video, then just please write that down. How much comfort are you willing to sacrifice now for your future self? Right, bro. Keep improving every day. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.